Friends, in the previous episode, I argued that the current growth model is causing a universal debate and deepening the dichotomy between mainly two contrasting options. There could be in several areas, but I will list 6 of them. One is the debate between democracy and authoritarianism. People are questioning the efficacy of democracy and beginning to appreciate the so-called gains in an authoritarian model displayed by countries like China. Is that a correct assessment? This choice is influenced by, again, the wealth creation that either of the system is able to do. The second is the conflict between quantity and quality, pulled towards greater consumption and production regardless of the quality of life. People are wondering whether quality should follow the quantity. But that again is a pernicious concept because these two are really separate. Either you focus on quality or you count the numbers. The third one is between nature and culture. The ruthless exploitation of the nature by competitive capitalism is causing horrendous consequence in terms of climate change. And culture that is based on harmony, happiness, peace is being disregarded. The fourth one is between the man and machine. Man would include, of course, women as well. In mindless pursuit of consumption of modern technologies as they are being invented almost every day, people are forgetting to focus on the human qualities, the practices, the culture that human beings require to have a happy and decent life. The famous economist E.F. Schumacher used to say the current planners believe in the dictum that an invention a day keeps the crisis away, somewhat reflecting the famous saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. But is that the way to avoid crisis? By innovating and inventing newer technologies which are not necessary. The sixth one is the conflict between materialism and metaphysics. As you know from our own civilization, that Gautam Buddha discarded, renounced materialism and embraced the enlightenment and the metaphysics of life based on empathy, compassion and fellow feeling. Again, E.F. Schumacher, who was a Gandhian, also a Buddhist, propounded 2 concepts which will define or constitute the new ethic that I am talking about. And those concepts were a kind of economics which puts people at the center, planning for a country, for a community, while making people central to it. He called it Buddhist economics. There are trees of literature now explaining what Buddhist economics is, and some people are calling it compassionate economy as well. He did this, wrote this philosophy, formulated this thesis while he was sent to Burma by the British coal industry where he was working. But when he returned to England, his fellow economists asked him, Fritz, we understand your concern for the poor, but what has economics got to do with Buddhism? Schumacher replied, economics without compassion is like marrying without love. I think that put his critics to silence. He also talked about using relevant technologies, which is absolutely necessary for our daily living. He called them appropriate technology. Again, there is huge literature on the concept, development and practice of appropriate technology. These two concepts together, economy with people in the center and technology that is relevant to everyday existence, should constitute the new global ethic. Once Schumacher was asked, what is your advice to a populous country like India? And India is going to be the most populous country very soon. Schumacher said, a country like India could make the biggest choice of their life in the 21st century, which is the choice of their technology. So, as Government of India, as the President of G20 has talked about world being a family, our suggestion should be And the suggestion that should come forth from Indian leadership is that let that family be bound by brotherhood, be wrapped with the universal cord of empathy, compassion, and solidarity for each other. That is philosophical, might sound altruistic, abstract, but look at the current model. If we continue with this model of rabid consumption and untrammeled accumulation, then we would be proving, again, one of the prophetic remarks made by E.F. Schumacher, Gandhi and Buddha. Schumacher said that planners, mainly the economists, are arranging the deck chairs in the Titanic. And we are on a Titanic unless we change our course. Thank you.